welcome guys. Welcome everyone around the world. This is your boy Edmond. Yeah, Master Physics. Hey guys, today I want to focus on exponents. As I promised that we're gonna be doing exponents on our next tutorial session, which is this session, guys. So, if you're watching this video for the first time, make sure that you follow my page and you subscribe to my channel and also like the video, guys. Yeah. So today we will be focusing on exponents, laws of exponents. Laws of exponents. You cannot do exponents if you don't understand the laws, because it's very crucial and important for you to understand these laws before you start doing exponents. Because eventually, when your teacher introduce the chapter, they have to start here first. So this is where I should have started when I this is where I should have started first time when I did exponents, when I introduced exponents to you guys. So I want to redo the video and introduce these exponents like properly, guys, so that you can understand what is this laws and why am I saying if you add if you multiply bases of the same base, powers of the same base. If you multiply powers of the same base, you add your exponents, and if you divide powers of the same base, you subtract your exponents. So we're gonna do this laws of exponents, guys. First law of exponent. First law, I will start with that one. When you multiply powers of the same base, you add your exponents. Let me say a to the power n times a to the power m. First law of exponent. A to the power n times a to the power m. When you multiply powers of the same base, you see, we have the same base here. If you multiply powers of the same base, you add your exponents. When I multiply powers of the same base, I add my exponents. So you see, n plus m, I added my exponents. So for example, when we deal with x, let me say we have 2 to the power, x to the power 2 multiplied by x to the power 3. So the answer here is x, you add your exponents. Your exponents is x to the power 5. So I have added my exponents. So number 2. Loss of exponents, guys. Loss of exponents. So when you multiply, you add your exponents. So when you divide powers of the same base, you subtract your like term, your exponents. You subtract your exponents, guys. So when I divide powers of the same base, I will subtract the exponent that is under this numerator. We always subtract the one that is under this numerator, guys. You cannot say m minus n. No, you will always say n minus m. If m was on the top, you're gonna say m minus n. If they were vice versa, guys. But now we always start with the one that is on top, the numerator exponent, and we subtract the denominator exponent. So when we deal with x, it's 4x to the power x to the power 4 divided by x to the power 2. So when you divide powers of the same base, you subtract your exponent. It's 4 minus 2 is equals to x to the power 2. So the third one is, let me say, a to the power n, and here we put it inside brackets. We put inside this parenthesis. Man, we yes, we raised this whole term to the power of m. So our base has an exponent, and the whole thing is being raised to the exponent of m. So in order to do this, you must multiply your exponent. You must multiply n times m, so that you can remove your bracket. So what am I saying? What I mean, guys, I mean that you're gonna have to multiply your n times m, so that you can remove this brackets. So it's n multiplied by m. So the answer is a to the power nm. So whenever we have this bracket, you multiply the exponent of your base with this with the outside exponent. You multiply this exponent with the outside exponent. A to the power n is raised to the power of m, guys. So you multiply n by m, so that you remove this bracket. This is what I have done here. Is n times m, then it gives us a to the power nm. This is the third law of exponent. So the fourth law of exponent. They don't have order, guys. They don't have order. I don't have to put them like in order. There's no order. I can just put them the way I want, you know. So ab to the power of n. So this is the distribution properties, but we're distributing n to this basis. So basically, this means that this n will be multiplied by this one here. There is one here, there is also one here. So it's going to be a to the power 1 times n. A to the power 1 times n multiplied by b to the power 1 times n. So we distributed this exponent to both of our bases. We distribute this by multiplying this exponent with this n, and also multiplying this exponent with this exponent of 1. Because we have exponent here, we have 1 here as an exponent, we also have 1 here as an exponent. So to remove this bracket, we multiply this 1 by this n. So 1 times n is n. And then b 1 times n is also n. So we will end up having a to the power n times b to the power n. We distributed this exponent on both our bases, guys. This is the fourth law of exponent. So we also have this one. We also have this one, the fifth one. Here we multiply it, so here we divide it. Powers. Here, if you can see here, we don't have the same base. Even here, we don't have the same base. Even here, you see, we have A and we have B. This is different bases. So these different bases, we raised this term to the power of n. So we have to distribute this n by multiplying to this 1 here. There is 1, there is also 1 here. So it will give us a to the power 1 times n divided by b to the power 1 times n. So this gives us a to the power n divided by b to the power n. It's like this one, the fourth one, but here we divided, you see. We distributed this n to our exponent here. We multiplied the exponent of a with this outside exponent, and also multiply this exponent of b with this outside exponent, and we ended up having a to the power n and b to the power n. Even here, you see, but here we dividing. We have n to the power n divided by b to the power n. This is the fifth one. So this one will include square roots, guys. This one includes square root. If we have the square root of a, nth square root of a, because here usually is 2 when we deal with square root. So how are you gonna do this, guys? Rewrite this in an exponential form. You have to put it in an exponential form if you come across this type of situation. So in this case, this one, guys, this n, when we put this term when we write this term in an exponential form, we will have to make this n a fraction, because we have 1 here. So this n will go underneath this 1 here. You understand? So we remove this square root. So we will have a to the power 1, because we have 1 here, and this n will come underneath this 1. This and this, they mean the same thing, but we wrote them in a different form. It's still the same thing, you know. They still mean the same thing, but you cannot solve or simplify anything with the square root. You need to rewrite it in an exponential form like this, so that you can simplify or solve for x if maybe you're solving for x. So this is the last one. The last one is like this. Is when we have a negative exponent. If you end up having a negative exponent, perhaps maybe they gave you this thing. They say 2 to the exponent. They say a to the exponent 2 divided by a to the exponent 4. When you do this, you remember that you always subtract this one that is underneath, the exponent of denominator, because we have bases that are the same. This will give us a to the power 2 minus 4, which is a to the power minus 2. So this is the same. This is what I'm talking about here. When you find your answer like this, you have to put your answer. You have to leave your answer with a negative, with a positive exponent, not negative exponent. So you can't leave your answer like this. When you have a situation like this, where you find your exponent to be negative, you will have to change it to be positive. How do you change it to be positive? I showed you on my last video. So now you see here we have a negative exponent. So if we have a negative exponent, we will have to take this base and its exponent to the denominator side. Remember, we have 1 underneath this term here. So we will have to take this a to the power of minus 2 underneath this, so that we can be left with 1 here. When this a to the power of negative 2 leave this side, goes to the denominator side, it will leave 1, because we have a coefficient of 1 here. So when it goes underneath, it will leave this coefficient, and then when it comes in this side, this will change sign to be positive. You understand? So it's vice versa, guys. So sometimes you will have like negative, sometimes it will be like this. sometimes it will be like this. You find out that your final answer is like this. So if it's like this, you must put it to be positive. You must write it. You must put it on a. You must leave your answer with a positive answer. So you have to take this one and put it and you have to remove this one to the positive side. So the positive side is the numerator side in this case. So here the positive side was on the denominator side. So here it's on the numerator side. So we take this one to the numerator side. It will leave 1 underneath. So when it goes up in here, it will be 8 to the power of 2. But we don't write this one. There's no use for us to write this one here. We only write this one when we remove this. When we remove this from our numerator side to our denominator side, so that it can make sense, then it will be like this. So this is your final answer. If you have this situation, if your answer was like this, you have to put it like this. We cannot leave our answer with a negative exponent. So guys, this is all the laws of exponent. You have to remember this. It's mandatory for you to know this before you can even attempt to write or maybe attempt to answer any questions based on exponents. You cannot answer them if you don't understand their laws. Keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and do a few examples. Using our laws. I'm gonna use the laws when I do this examples. So guys, if we have x to the power of 6 multiplied by x to the power of 4, how do you simplify this? This is the first law. You have to go through your laws and understand them, know them by your heart. So if you come across this situation, it might be this situation, it might be like this, it might be like this, it might be like this sometimes. It doesn't matter, it might be like this. So you see here we have coefficients. Here we have 1 here. Here we don't have coefficients. If we don't have coefficient, always know that here is 1. So now, let's go ahead and answer this one before we do this. So if you multiply powers of the same base, you add your exponents. So x, you're going to write x here. So you will have to, because they have the same base, you write x, they share the same base. So now, it's 6 here, minus 4. It's 6 plus, not 4, guys, not minus. It's 6 plus 4. 6 plus 4. So you add your exponent. So this gives you x to the power 10. So what about here, guys? We have 4 here, we have 1 here. So if it's like this, you will multiply your coefficients. So what is 4 times 1? 4 times 1 is 4. Then now you add your exponent. What is x squared times x squared? It's x to the power 4. You understand, guys? This is the first law of our exponents. This is the first law of our exponents. So, second law of our exponents. Second law of our exponents. 6x to the power 3 divided by 2x to the power 2. Yeah, let's go and let's do this before I do another one. So we have 6x to the power of 3 and 2x to the power of 2. So how do you simplify this? Using exponents, your laws of exponents. So when dividing powers of the same base, we have the same base here. When dividing powers of the same base, you subtract your exponents. So let's go ahead and subtract. Before you can even subtract your exponents, we have coefficients here. We have 6 over 2. Let's go ahead and start with this coefficients. What is 6 divided by 2? 6 divided by 2 is 3. So now let's focus on our variables. We have x to the power of 3, and then we have x to the power of 2 underneath this numerator. So we have to subtract the one that is underneath numerator. We subtract the denominator exponent. Always remember that. So we have 3x to the power 3 minus 2. Then this gives us 3x to the power 1. Because 3 minus 2 is 1. So what if now we have 2x to the power 4, yeah? Then a little y to the power 2 divide by 2 to the power x to the exponent 3 times y to the power 4. How do you simplify this now? So we always start with the coefficients here. You see 2 divided by 2 is 1, so this is 1. You don't write anything, it's 1. So it's like they cancel each other. So we left with x to the power of 4 divided by x to the power of 3. So let's go ahead and subtract our exponent. This 4 minus 3 times y 2 minus 4. 2 minus 4. You see, in this case, we're going to end up having a negative answer, negative exponent. So this gives us 4 minus 3 is x, y to the power minus 2. You see, we have a negative answer here. You don't leave your answer like this. So this is where you have to remember the last law. The last law of exponents. The one that I told you, you don't have to leave your answers with the negative exponent. So if it's like this, you will have to take the y underneath x. Your y is going to be a denominator. So your answer is like this now. This one, it has a positive x. You leave it like that. You don't do anything. You don't touch it. So this one, you remove it. You take it to the denominator side. So it will be y to the power of positive 2. So it has changed the sign to be positive. That's how you should leave your answers, with a positive exponent. Guys, please give me the thumb button, man. Follow my page, yeah. Comment on this comment section, man. Talk to me, Talk to me, guys. Are you learning, guys? Are you understand? Do you understand what I'm doing here, guys? Talk to me, guys. I would like to know if you get what I'm doing here. So let's go and do the okay, what if we don't have the same base now? We have x. No. Let's start with this one. Yeah, let's start with this one. X to the power of 3 to the power of 3, and we raised this power to the exponent of 4. This is the third law of exponent. How do you simplify this? You will simply multiply this exponent with this outside exponent. So this is x to the power of 3 times 4. What is 3 times 4? 4, 8, 12. So the answer is x to the power of 12. This is your answer. So what if now we have 3x to the exponent 2 like this now? What do you do now? multiply this with this and also multiply this with this. So this is 4 times 3 is 12x, 2 times 4 is 8. So now, what if we have like this? We have this 5 parenthesis of x to the power of 3, and we get a 0 to the exponent of 0. What is this? I didn't show you this law. Anything to the exponent of 0 is equals to 1. Any number to the exponent of 0 is equals to 1. 1000 to the exponent of 0 is equals to 1. 1 million to the exponent of 0 is equals to 1. Negative 2 to the exponent of 0 is equals to 1. So anything to the exponent of 0 is 1, guys. So here, you see, what is this 0 is an exponent of this 3, of this x to the exponent of 3. So it doesn't apply here on this coefficient here. It only applies here, because you see we have opened this bracket and you can see clearly that this 0 is an exponent of this x cubed, not the whole term. You understand? So if you find something like this, don't be tricked. Don't be tricked. Just remember that this exponent is for this term only, not 5. So this gives us 5 to the exponent of 1. To the exponent, yeah, this gives us 5 times 1, then the answer is 5. So, what if now we have so now what if we have 2 into bracket how do you do this? How can you solve this? Remember that we said if it's like this, we don't even have to put 2 here. We know square root, there is a 2 here. We don't write it. There is a 2 here. So we don't write it. How do you solve this? So remember I said that this is an exponent of x. So if you want to remove this square root, remember that you remove this 2. And this 2 will go underneath this 4. So we will end up having 4 divided by 2, like this. It's 4 divided by 2. So the answer is x 4 again 8 man 2 again 4 again 2. So this is the answer. This is the answer. So like, what if we have this? What if we have this now? Simplify this. Here it's a variable. You see, here it's a variable. Here is a number. Here is a number, guys. So how do you do this? So we have to know that we have to know how to change 8 to the exponential. How to change 8 to exponential form. What is 8 in an exponential form? 8 in an exponential form is 2 to the exponent 3. So we will have to change 8 to be in an exponential form first. So let's go ahead and change our a to b like this. You see? So now, in this case, this situation is like this. We will have to remove this, to multiply it with this exponent. So this is 2 to the exponent 3, 1 over 3. This is how you do it. For 1 over 2. I multiplied this with this to remove my bracket, so I ended up having 4 over 2. Don't be confused. Even here, you see, I ended up having 1 over 3, and I still have the 3 here. So I will multiply this with this, and this gives us 1. So my answer now is 2. Even if you put it inside your calculator, because at some point they will tell you to simplify these exponents or these problems without the use of a calculator. Usually they say without the use of the calculator. So you have to know how to change these numbers, perfect squares or perfect, it's perfect squares, and others are not perfect squares because they differ with. So you will have to know how to change this to exponential form, like how to change this 16 to exponential form. 2 to the power of 4 is 16. 2 to the power of 2 is 4. Stuff like this. 2 to the power of 3 is 8. We have done it. You have to know how to change these numbers into exponential form so that you can get them right. So I think we have done all the okay. Let me do these examples again. Now we are applying what we have learned. We are applying what we have learned, guys. So what is 9? 9 to the power of 1 over 2. How do you simplify this? They say to you, simplify this expression. Simplify this expression. Write them with the rational exponent. No. They say simplify this step. Now we simplify it, guys. Let's simplify this. Let me write them down. Simplify this. This is number 1. This is number 2. This is number 3. We simplify using loss of exponents. Simplify this. Simplify this, guys. So let's go ahead and do these 4 problems. Number 1 is 9 to the power of 1 over 2. Remember, you have to change these numbers to exponential form so that you can be able to simplify them. What is 9 in exponential form? 9 in exponential form is 3 to the is 3x squared. 3x squared is equals to 9. You change it to put it in an exponential form so that you can be able to multiply this exponent with this outside exponent. Is 2 multiplied by half. So this gives us 1. So the answer is 3. 3 to the power 1 is 3. 64. What is 64 in exponential form? Hey, what is 64 in exponential form, guys? It's 4 to the power 3. 4 to the power 3 is 64. 4 to the power 3 is 64. So you change this to the exponential form. You change it to be in an exponential form. Therefore, you see this one will also give me 1. So the answer here is 4. Simple stuff. So even this one, guys, 4 in an exponential form is 2 to the exponent 2, and then 3 is 3 to the exponent 2. Easy peasy. You distributing this exponent, you multiply this with this one, and you also multiply this with this one. You understand? So what is 2 times 2? 2 times 2 is 1. We will end up having 1 over 3. 2 times also 1, guys. So this is our answer. 3 over 2. What is 1 over 25 to the exponent of 1 over 3? You change this. You put it in an exponential form. It's 5 to the exponent 3. 1 over 3. So there is 1 here. What is 1 times? What is 1 to the power of 1 over 3? What is 1 to the power 10? Is 1. What is 1 to the power of negative 5? Is 1. What is power to the negative 3 over 2? Is 1. What is 1 to the power of 1 over 3? Is 1. So I multiply this with this. So my answer is 1. So what is 3 times 1 over 3? Is 1. So my answer is 1 over 5. My answer is 1 over 5. This is how you do them, guys. This is how you do them. So, what if now we have 27 a to the power 3 divided by 8 b to the power 6. Then we have an exponent of 1 over 3. We raised this, the whole term, with this exponent. So how do you do this? You change this to exponential form first. That's what you should do. What is 27 in an exponential form? It's 3 to the power 3. This is 27. A to the power 3 divided by 2 to the power 3, b to the power 6. So we distribute this, multiply it with this one, and multiply it with this one, and also multiply it with this one and this one too. 2 over 3, there's nothing we can do with 2 over 3. So let's go ahead and distribute our exponent. So this gives us 3 to the power 1, and this gives us 8, because 3 multiplied by 1 over 3 is 1. So it gives us 1 here. So 2, it also gives us 1 here. 3 times, this one gives us 6 over 3. 6 times 1 over 3 is 6 over 3. Then it gives us b to the exponent of 2. This is your answer. This is how you should do them, guys. So what if now they give you this? They want to trick you. They trick you here. Here they trick you, guys. Simplify this. How do you simplify this? A to the exponent of 0, 5. And then we close the brackets and we raise the whole term to the exponent of 2. How do you solve that? What is 0, 5? 0, 5 is 1 over 2. So you have to change. Remember all those things. Don't be mind blocked. You have to be free when you write so that you can think out of the box. So what is 0 over 0, 5? 0, 5 is 1 over 2. So you rewrite it like this so that you can be able to multiply these two with half so that you get 1. So the answer here is a to the power of 1. This is your answer. Grade 8 I know grade 8 are riding. My students are riding. I'm tutoring this student. She's riding. I'm tutoring this girl. She's riding on Friday, on the 17th of November. It's Friday, and then there's this one that I'm also tutoring. She's riding on Wednesday, or on the 15th. It's Wednesday. So I hope you're watching this video right now so that you can revise. This is paper 1. A to the power 3 negative, and we multiply with the negative exponent. How do you do this? Remember, you multiply this with this. 3 times 1 over 3 is 3. So now negative 3 times 1 over 3 is negative 3 over negative 3. And this gives us negative 1. You cannot leave your answer like this. So you have to take this to the denominator side. It has 1 underneath. So you take it to this denominator side, and it will leave 1 here because there is a coefficient of 1 here. So when it goes underneath, you just take this a to the power negative 1 and you leave this 1 to be a numerator. And in this one you take it underneath. It's 1 over a because the 1 here is now positive. You don't have to write it. There is 1. We know there is 1 there. It's an exponent. So what if now they give you 0,125 to the power 2 over 5? Yeah? To the power 2 over 3. 2 over 3. What if you have this now? How are you going to simplify this? What is 0,125? What is 0,125? You can take your calculator, man. Use your calculator. 0,125 is 1 over 8. So if you press 0,125 and you put it inside your calculator, you will get 1 over 8. 2 over 3. So now you know how to simplify this. You will change this to exponential form. So it's 1 over 2 to the exponent 3. So this multiplied by this is 1. One to the exponent of any number is 1. So 3 times 2 over 3 is 2 to the exponent 2. Because this will cancel this, and we will be left with 2. So the answer here is 1 over 4. The answer is 1 over 4. Okay, let me do this one with square root and conclude the session, guys. Let me close the session with this one. What if we have square root of x to the power of 8? Oh, it's like this one. It's like this. How do you simplify this? To the power of 8. Remember there is 2 here. So first thing, you will change this and put it like this. This is the same thing. Nothing has changed. I just rewrote it in an exponential form. We change it to the exponential form. Root form to exponential form. It's root form to exponential form. So now you will have 2. Multiply your exponents. 8 divided by 2 is x to the exponent 4. This is your answer. So what if now you have 3 root 8x 3 root 8x minus 3y to the power 9. How do you simplify this? Change this thing from root form to exponential form. You see, now there is 3 here. Here we didn't have nothing, but this represents 2. We know there is 2 here. It's invincible. We don't see it. That's why we say it's 1 over 2. Here now there is 3, you see. So here instead of 2, there is 3. So there is 3 that goes under this one here, because there is a 1 here. The whole thing has 1. It has an exponential, it has an exponent of 1, this whole thing. So when I change it to exponential form, I will put it underneath this 1. So now we multiply this by this, this by this, this by this. So now we have 8 here as a coefficient. We will have to change this 8 to exponential form too. So let's go and change this 8. It's 2 to the exponent 3. Then we have x to the exponent of negative 3. We have y to the exponent of, it's 9 here. 9, we don't change it. We leave it like that. So we multiply this with this. With this with this. This with this. This with this. Let's go ahead and multiply, guys. What is 3 times 1 over 3? Multiply by 1 over 3. Then x minus 3 multiply by 1 over 3. Then we have y multiply by y to the exponent 9 multiply by 1 over 3. So what is 3 times 1 over 3? This cancel this and we left with 2. So what is minus 3? Then it's minus x. It's minus 1. We left with minus 1. Y, 9 times 1 over 3. 3, 6, 9. Then we left with x to the y to the power of 3. So our answer, you see here we have, this is our answer, 2x to the exponent 2x to the exponent 1, y to the exponent 3. So we have a negative exponent. We don't leave our answers like this. So you will have to take this x to the exponent 1 underneath to the denominator side. So in our numerator side, we will be left only with 2 times y to the power 3. Then we take this one underneath our numerator so that it can change the negative exponent to be positive. So it's 2y to the exponent 3 divided by x. So this is our answer. Guys, if you found value on my video, please subscribe to my channel, follow my page and like the video, guys. And I hope you're gonna pass your exams, So at least, guys, I did the video as I promised. So go ahead and show the love, guys. Show the love and like the video, comment and also subscribe, follow the page. Thank you so much, guys. I'm trying. Support me, man, please.